Reigning world champion Lewis Hamilton recently equalled Michael Schumacher's all-time record for the most race wins in F1. At the age of 35, he is one of the older drivers on the grid. Some have suggested that once he breaks Michael Schumacher's record for the most wins and championships, he won't have the same drive to continue in F1. Hamilton has now responded to these suggestions. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, F1 will be difficult to let go for Hamilton. Hamilton began by outlining the dedication and sacrifices that are required from F1 drivers. Like everyone here, I love doing what I do. It's so hard, and I think I would be willing to say there's potentially not enough respect that is given to all these drivers who dedicate their lives in terms of preparation, the amount of work that goes on. He then stated that he loves being a part of the sport. The background to be able to do what all of us do in this sport, past and present, is really remarkable part of that. Hamilton then explained why it will be difficult to leave the sport. I love that challenge. I love the challenge that Max gave me in recent races. I love seeing him behind me, seeing the challenge that Daniel gave Max also. The sport, the smell of it, the whole aura and atmosphere it creates is going to be difficult to let go. He stated that even though he is older than many of the drivers on the grid, he is still young at heart. But I do feel, whilst I'm older than these guys, Verstappen and Ricciardo, I feel as young as them, at least in spirit. I'm still very much a kid when I'm off the camera. That will probably change when I start seeing grey hairs and stuff, but I'm good for now. He signed off by elaborating on his future plans while also elaborating on the relationship he has with the team at Mercedes. I can set goals and I'll continue to charge on and try to see what is possible. I think I've got the best team behind me who continuously inspire me. You would have thought after all this time we'd get fed up with each other, but we don't. There's a real love within this team and I'm grateful for that. Fast feed. Haas driver Romain Grosjean feels that they always have to try something different from the others because the raw speed of the car just isn't good enough. McLaren's Carlos Sainz is hoping there's something else going on at Spa with the track's renovation and that they're not wasting $80 million on gravel. Williams driver George Russell is in favour of gravel traps as it gives that thrill being on the limit, knowing if you make a mistake you will be punished. Ferrari Charles Leclerc would much prefer to be fighting higher already this season. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko thinks that you can assume that Mick Schumacher will drive at Alfa Romeo next year together with Kimi Räikkönen. He further feels that Kimi will certainly not withhold anything, which makes him a kind of mentor for Mick. He then pointed out that the pressure of such a name is enormous, but on the other hand, the name Schumacher makes things easier in more ways than one. He also feels that Mick Schumacher has handled it very well so far. Renault's managing director Cyril Abiteboul accepts that their communication was a bit negative when they found out that Daniel Ricciardo would not stay with the team. He then explained it's precisely because it was an honest, emotional, unfiltered communication at the time. Hamilton has reminisced on how it was an exciting challenge to leave McLaren and join Mercedes in 2013, even though he didn't know how long it was going to be until they got to winning ways. He, however, truly believed that they would get there at some stage. And he further feels that as long as you do your homework, you have got to do what is right for you, and at the time, that is what he did. Do you prefer gravel or asphalt runoffs? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.